to Adventure 82. I'm not sure how well this is coming through on the camera. I've got a new rimmer. Hopefully it's doing its job. I've been invited down today by a friend of mine called Paul, which you may have heard because about a section on the railway in one of the previous videos. He's invited me down to look inside his bunker here, one of the ones that he helps look after. It's not a massive one, it's basically 2 rooms, but I couldn't not film it. So it probably won't be an overly long film, but yeah, it should be quite interesting to see what's going on inside this bunker. So we'll go and I'll introduce you to Paul and then we'll look around the bunker. Right, just before I show you, take you to meet Paul, I just want to show you these that Paul's just put out. Look at these. These are actually proper 1940s lookout binoculars. That's like the Germans would have been using, looking out for people off the coast. Now being used for people who visit the bunker. Let's look at the airport way up there in the distance, so you can see it, but this grey bit here that looks a bit like a dam, it's actually the runway.
It's really cool, isn't it?
Right, so just before we go in, this is Paul. He's the one who's actually invited us to come along here today and have a look inside here. He helps look after the place. Is it a charity it is, isn't it?
It's a Fortifications study group.
Right, that's cool. Because I see there's a sign there asking for donations to help, so take it you're a non-profit.
It's free entry.
Yeah.
If you want to leave a donation, that's fine.
That's cool. So does this have, I know a lot of these have names. What's the name of this one?
It's a personnel shelter.
Right, okay, that's cool. And then we're going to go down here now, we're going to have a look at this. You said there's 2 rooms.
There's 2 main rooms and a gas lock.
Right, okay.
It's a ventilation room.
Right.
The personnel room.
Yeah.
And it has a gas lock and double entry.
Right, so let's go have a look then. I should also say, for you guys at home, Charlotte and Blaze are already down here, so there's a little bit extra noise. It will be them. You should be I imagine, probably used to them by now.
About to go down.
Right, so we're going off down this way at the minute. Paul says this is the gas lock. So if you go first, because you're the tour guide, obviously, okay. So if you're in charge.
This is actually sometimes called the alarm corridor.
Right.
There's a plug for a periscope. We've had a periscope, very much like U-boat periscope.
Right.
The single.
That's what the other person just told you, Mum.
Ocular.
Right, okay. So they could have popped a periscope onto there.
Yeah, 360 degrees view.
Oh, that's quite cool. I didn't even know they used periscopes still.
Well, hopefully getting one.
Really?
Yeah. That would be the highlight of the bunker then, once we get that.
Right, so that'd be quite cool, wouldn't it, having a periscope? That's cool.
And you've got 2 entrances, sorry, you've got 2 entrances, just in case one side gets...
Right, so I take it that would be in case one side got blocked or someone's coming in that way, they've still got an exit.
Yes, exactly.
Right, so you've got one here.
Plus it's to 2 sides of the strong point of the resistance nest that's here.
Oh, right, yeah, because you said there's another bunker either side, isn't there, you said?
Yes, there's a sharpened turn across the car park.
Yeah.
There's a 10.5 casemate just behind us and a searchlight bunker.
Yeah.
And there's also another personnel shelter like this one across the road. There's a water bunker in the middle of the car park.
Right. Oh, is that what the big concrete structure was in the middle of the car park? Is
right
that
in the top, as you park your cars around.
Yeah.
That's a water bunker.
Right, I'll get that for you guys after this then.
And then this side, as you go out, there's a small top emplacement to defend the entrances.
Out this side?
Have a machine gun on.
Right,
I'll show you that on the way out.
Okay, that's cool. Right, this, as you said, was the gas?
This room coming into here is the gas lock through the store.
What's that?
Right.
This is the wash station.
Okay.
What is this?
So this is all like original stuff then?
Yeah, it's all original, yeah.
Well, the tea towel, but yeah.
Yeah, not the tea towel. Not the tea towel.
That's so cool. You can actually still see that it's still got very faintly German written on it.
It's so cool.
Luftschutzhaus Apotheker, which means air raid house, like chemist, like. Oh, it's like a first aid.
Oh, so kind of like you'd have these days, say for instance, like your bathroom or something, that kind of thing.
Yes.
Right. Okay. And then you've got another German sign here,
which actually has the.
That's the conversion of this, guys. There.
What is this?
This is so cool.
That's a gas flap. It releases air when the room gets full of air. So it has the overpressure, it releases it, and then
So you can see, they weren't messing around with these doors either, they're proper heavy.
These are staple doors.
Right.
Just in case the bottom gets full of rubble, concrete, which has been damaged,
Yeah.
you can open the top to get out.
Oh, okay, that's clever. So they tried to think of the eventuality when they were building these places, didn't they?
So,
And you've got,
and you have these ones, the next size door is a gas door. It's a totally different door, it's thinner.
Right.
But this is a fortress door.
okay, and you've got a power supply there, and then there's one behind you I've noticed as well.
I want it to move.
Oh, it's another first aid actually, that is. I thought it was power supply, that's a first aid box.
Yes, it's just a normal first aid, but both of them are just boxes, they're not power supplies.
Okay, that's cool. So would this have had electricity supply when they had it?
Yes, from the JC.
Oh, okay. Because I know that...
JC used to read the meter.
Really?
But if the mains electricity supply at Montalado had been blown up, the Germans had their own in the old Bell Royal Motor Works.
Right, okay.
In Barrel Oil, there's a big huge concrete bunker there. That's the...
So were the JEC actually brave enough to give the Germans an electric bill, were they?
Yes. And they paid it. As well as they bought their own Christmas trees as well.
Oh, that's quite cool.
From the Jersey farmer.
Wow, that's cool.
There's German people.
That's a serious gun there as well, isn't it?
That is an MG42 on an anti-aircraft mounting.
So cool.
So that would have been like, so you're saying that would have been anti-aircraft gun, they would have used that to shoot it over aeroplanes flying over, would they?
Yes.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
And then what's it? It looks a bit like grenades.
Yes, ready grenades.
Because the German grenades are quite different to our grenades. The ones you'd see now are just the pin and you pull it and you lob it.
The German one has an unscrewable bottom.
Right.
Which releases a little white bead on a cord.
Right.
And then you pull that, then you throw it.
Oh, okay.
So that the bead is protected behind that.
So kind of like a ripcord effect.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's
It
cool.
pulls a little detonator and fires the charge.
And you've got the shell cases there.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's cool. So, oh, you've got company.
This is the gas door.
Right.
Which still has got the rubber seal to keep the gas, to make it gas proof.
So, okay, so
You can still feel it's still got a rubber.
that means they must have had an air circulation system in here then, did they?
It was overpressure, so
Oh, okay.
they actually got a ventilation pump in
It's
here too.
much thicker, isn't it?
This is so cool.
That's cool. So is this how many people they would have had sleeping down here? Is
That's
it
up to 12 men in
9?
here.
So there's one. Oh, so there would have been.
It could have been 3 there.
Right.
But they weren't
Okay.
always full.
Right.
And there would have been people on duty and people at rest as well. So you only had a few in the bunker sometimes.
So what were these? So this is the kind of stuff they'd have been wearing when they were working down here, is
Of
it?
course, yeah, this was German infantry.
Right. And they've all got different uniforms. Take it, that's German Air Force.
No, they're all German infantry.
Do they?
Just different model. Some of them that's a different year. They were manufactured in different years.
Ah, okay.
And this guy is peeling potatoes to use on the stove, which is a fortress stove.
Yeah.
You can see where they've been chopping the potatoes. Really? Chopping wood. Chopping wood for the stove.
Oh, you can see that axe marks. That's quite cool. Nice. Right, so this is he doing telephone over there? Is he doing telegrams or both?
He's on the field telephone.
Right. I'll just show you the field telephone there. He looks quite serious, I'll be honest. But I don't know if you can see that there, to be honest. There's not a lot of light. Hang on, I'll see if I can light that up for you guys a bit more. There you go, look at that. By the magic of my phone torch, we can now see. And you've got another telephone over here.
This is an actual bunker telephone, this one at the back.
Right, so would this been for like inter-bunker communication with the other ones around him?
Yes, it was even as far as the main headquarters, St Peter's.
Right, yeah, because these have all been linked up by the railways then as well, wouldn't they? Because there's an occupation railway, so these would have all been linked by that as well, would they?
The bunkers?
Yeah.
Well, they would have. The railway was to build them in the first place, so.
Right. We'll go through this way. Where are we going now, Paul?
Now we're going into the ventilation scope shaft.
Right. We've got all their tools there as well.
This is the.
I might have to light that up for people.
And this one.
There we go, we'll light up Paul over
It
there.
actually still works.
Okay, so the ventilation system actually still works.
Yes.
Listen to that.
And if you feel up here, you can feel the air coming through. Fresh, clean air.
Erica, I have full hands, so you can verify for the people. Can you feel air coming out the vent? Ah, see?
I'm too short.
That's pretty cool that it still works after all these years.
And if the electricity failed, they had a manual way of using the...
What was it?
So that would have been manually cranked.
This would have connected onto here, and you would have been able to turn it manually.
Right, okay, that's quite cool. So some poor sod would have had to stand there cranking it to keep it going until such time as they could get fresh air back in.
The one who drew the short straw, I would have thought.
Oh, God. Did they draw straws?
Yes, that's the escape shaft.
Is that what that says in German?
Yes.
Right, so those of you who are aware...
Basically, it's a door so you can open it and escape basically.
There's an escape shaft in there. Do you see the little girl behind you? That's Annabelle.
That's cool. Yeah.
She's a little evacuee girl.
This is your mascot, is it? Or
Yes.
The German boxes.
Annabelle, he was just mentioning, that's this little girl here, the mannequin. Not this little
He's
girl,
holding a
that's
teddy.
Charlotte, you've seen her before. But
He's
This
holding
is
a teddy
Annabelle.
in a box.
this is the actual German Nazi flag as well, isn't it?
It is.
The one they would have had hung up on,
The Pomodor,
yeah,
this
big
box?
hotels.
I think,
mainly.
believe the Forum as well, didn't it? The Forum
Yes,
Cinema.
Forum.
Yeah. And then we
What's this
have,
box for?
look at these as well.
Box.
That's a Red Cross box. They brought food to the island.
All
Oh,
sorts of-
I've heard about those.
It's the Red Cross box ship.
So are all these things found in here, or
No, this is Nick's collection.
been busy?
He's got a big collection.
So this is just a small selection for the bunker.
Yes.
That's cool.
And this is the escape shaft, if you want to have a look at it.
Oh, wow.
What do you reckon, guys? Should we have a look inside the escape shaft?
Which has the rubber seal again.
That's quite thick, a bit like the gas doors.
What's the long thingy for?
Let's have a look what's down
Long
there.
thingy for?
You've got to remove, there should be a row of those steel rails. That's how well it's protected, because then you have to remove those red bricks. And there's normally some sand before you can actually get out. And there's a shaft that leads up to the top of the bunker.
Right.
With a steel rail.
Right.
But if they'd knocked those through, they would have had tools in there. But that's just to stop. If you drop a grenade into the stovepipe, it doesn't come straight down onto the stovepipe. It's
Right.
diverted
Right.
through a tube that takes it out and explodes it behind that red brick wall.
That's very clever.
So then they don't basically
So
get
see that wall
killed.
there? That's what Paul's saying. It would have gone down a special chute that would have then taken it down behind that wall rather
Behind that
than
red brick wall.
it wouldn't have come out into the stove and killed anybody at all.
So it wouldn't
No,
work.
Right, what are you going to say?
These red shutters here, they ran up to the roof of the bunker as well.
Was
That was
it
an
like the-
extra protection.
You mean the things that are like iron girders with
Yes,
steps on?
yeah.
Yeah.
There would have been more of those up to the top, and they would have had to remove those before they got out as well. This was a last ditch escape route,
That's not going to aid your quick escape if you've got to remove all that first, is it? Or
but it protects the crew because if this is a weak point of the bunker.
right, I see. So they're trying to protect people from getting in via there, but they also have to try and make it so they can
Safe.
exit quickly at the same time.
Yeah, and make it safe.
Right, I see.
Gas mask.
That's cool. I've noticed
The
also,
probability that two entrances at the front both being locked is probably very slim. But
not unless you're like surrounded or something.
yes,
Yeah.
and
that-
also on the exit onto the roof of the bunker isn't exactly a very safe place to be.
No.
So, like I say, it's a last ditch.
Also, because of where we are, which I'll show you guys when we're upstairs, you probably would see the people coming anyway. Just purely because it's so wide open up there, you'd see anybody coming anyway. Notice this as well.
That's a baby's gas mask,
Look at
which has
that.
to be hand pumped by the mother or father on the side.
So, what, by this bit
Yeah,
here?
because baby might forget to breathe.
Oh, God. Scary to think they had to use them. There's a picture there of one being used.
Is that?
There we go.
And that's one for the adults.
That's the British Army gas mask. That one. These were used by civilians in Jersey. They were given to everybody. You see, look, property of the states of Jersey.
So when the sirens went off in Jersey, that's the kind of thing they would have been wearing.
Yeah, everyone was issued with one in Jersey.
Right, is this the same kind of thing they would have had in the UK then as well, is it?
Very much so.
What's this?
That's a gas mask. You would have had to take one of those to school every day.
That's what this would have been in this box, kind of thing.
Yes, that's what it is. That's the identity passes that everyone had to carry as well.
That's cool.
She's so nice.
That's a different type of gas mask. I think that's the Mickey Mouse one. There's a kids one as well. It's a smaller one.
Right, okay. Cool. And then we're going to work our way out because there are actually other people trying to look in here, aren't there? So we'll go back out the way we've been through already, and then we'll go into the next bit. Right, so what's this?
So this is an MP40.
She's looking dangerous.
It's heavy. Very heavy.
I'm going to take
Better
it.
than they would have had to put that on their neck.
Do you want a German helmet on?
Yeah.
They're only a light
Yeah.
one, see? There. Oh. Oh, sorry, it's just the lamps. It's got that stuff there.
There you go, look.
You can put this round you like that.
Do you feel dangerous now, Charlotte?
There.
She looks dangerous.
Are you ready for war, Charlotte? No.
Look at me.
Charlotte, would you want to march around all day with all that heavy stuff on you?
No.
Would you be very
And that's
tired?
only the start of it. Once you've got your boots and your jacket and your belt and all
They
your
would have to
equipment.
pull this and then shoot it.
As far as I'm aware, after walking around with that all day, they had itchy blankets. They didn't sleep soundly, didn't they? In case so they were always alert, didn't they?
They'll take that helmet off as well.
Helmet
Now,
first.
oh, there and there. There you go.
Did you just say I was going to mess my hair around?
Probably, yeah. Military blankets are not very comfortable anyway.
I'm not sure, to be honest, even the Premier Inn mattress would make these comfy. But that's quite cool. Look at him. There's two more in bed. I didn't see these guys before.
One there, one there.
And he's
And if you look
he's gone
here,
to sleep with these
there's
newspapers.
one here. There's one here. There's one hiding behind the table.
Right. Is he awake or asleep though?
Awake, staring at the other bed. Behind the table. Yeah, with the potato here. With the potato bed. It would have been very sharp. And then here are already peeled ones. They're rocks.
Well, they're not going to be real. They'll be very mouldy otherwise, wouldn't they?
Look, here's the bag he has to peel. Yeah, here it has big potatoes, small potatoes.
Right.
I'm not just showing you these tiles for fun. Paul was just saying apparently these are actually what they class as anti-spark kind of tiles. The Germans put them down so that their hobnail boots wouldn't cause sparks and set off ammunition, which is quite cool. So these tiles have actually been here since the bunker was finished.
That's so cool.
You got a pair of their boots there actually in the wardrobe. Look at that, quite chunky.
What is them throwing a cigarette?
In fact,
Yeah.
hang on.
Look,
Put my bag down first. You can see
there's a picture of the children up there.
they're quite chunky
And
things.
there's lamps up there.
But they would have had metal on the bottom as well, which is why they needed the anti-spark.
Didn't think I'd be
You've got, nice in his wardrobe, you've got a spare jacket. And what else have we got? Yep, have to keep their boots clean, so all their cleaning stuff. Some scissors.
They have a shotgun here. And then I have a normal gun here. Yes,
Somebody's
but that is that.
missing their wife back home in
The only gun that can
Berlin.
That's a German rifle. That's the rifle.
Yeah, it looks like a shotgun.
Right, we've been in this room a bit, but I just want to show you, before Charlotte does anything, they actually have the original German light switch. Charlotte's going to demonstrate it twists, strangely,
And this thing.
which is quite cool.
Look, Connor. Where's this button for? The way
Oh,
that-
press it, just quickly.
Okay, Charlotte's found another button. Let's see what this does.
Press it.
Quickly.
Wow, it's an alarm.
It sounds like a frog! It sounds like a frog! We have to be a very loud frog.
When the air builds up,
Right.
that releases the overpressure,
Oh, okay.
and you can lock it. Well.
And you can access that obviously from this side. You can see the door shuts before that.
Yes.
So that's quite cool.
Right, go back through here.
One thing I've noticed is the Germans can't have been particularly tall. I always have to make sure I don't knock myself out on the doorways.
Perhaps they had to bend as well. There's actually a bunker here where the guy came back, a German soldier that was serving in Jersey came back, and he was so tall that they've actually found a mannequin where his legs stick out the end of the beds because they're all at standard size. He's got his legs sticking out that far from the end of the bed because some of the guys were over 6 foot, some of them were even taller, you know.
So those beds would have actually been quite uncomfortable for them.
Yeah.
Even more so than most. Yeah.
No, just as uncomfortable as they've been for you, basically.
Right, hopefully the wind's not ruining this. I won't find out until the edit, but hopefully it isn't. I've got to be careful how I film this because I'm in the middle of a car park and other people's cars. But, Paul mentioned before there's a water storage bunker. If you ever pop to our Ticos and you see this in the middle of the car park, this is what he's talking about. The Germans stored their water in here. See what I got in down there. So who looks after this then?
Oh, it's the Tico. They use it for storage. But it would have had an outside mains tap there that you can fill up cans, so you can take water back to each position.
Right.
And
so
inside there's actually a tank where you can pump water up from the borehole.
right. So there's a tank
It's
inside.
actually inside, yeah.
And where this red grate is would have been a tap.
In a tap in there, you can fill up your jerry cans with water or wasser cans.
That's quite cool. It's an unusual shape as well. It's quite sunk down, I take it that's because it's for water. You see they've actually written El Tico on it there, look. Right. Just looking at this water thing, as you're aware, the water bunker. If you see there, you just see there's some like ground on top of it. Paul was saying that's the original ground level it would have been at, by the front obviously where the gate is. And of course when they've turned this into a car park for El Tico down here on the 5 Mile Road in Jersey, they've obviously dropped the level down and levelled it out so that people can park their cars on a level field. But this would have mounded up and that would have been part of the natural camouflage. He's also saying that you see these bits of metal sticking up the top there, that's part of the reinforced concrete cage. So what they left those out on purpose. They used them to put camouflage nets on top or help camouflage the bunker from, I'm guessing, would have been aeroplanes from above. Right, that's it for this video. I need to thank Paul for offering to take us around. He has got a couple more bunkers they look after. He's going to let me know when they're ready to be looked at. So as and when those will be coming up. What's going on after this is I'm hoping to start following the occupation lines, which Paul knows a bit about, which I've asked him to tag along with. So you might be with us in a few of those, you might be with us in all of them, I don't know, it depends how much he has to do. But as he did say before, this is a non-profit thing. They don't get any help from the States and they're preserving part of Jersey history. So if you do come and you do visit, if you can donate something, that would be awesome. What did you say the place is called again?
El Tico.
No,
the Wacko Fest
yeah.
personnel shelter.
There you go.
El Tico.
There you go. So if you want to pop up here and see that, then do so. And like I say, if you can donate, that would be a real help. Also, Paul was saying they have a lack of volunteers. So anybody who wants to come and help and look after the bunkers, help sort them out, by all means do get in touch with them as well. What's the best way to get in touch with you guys? I've bought him off.
We have actually got a Jersey Fortress Study Group website.
Okay, what's
so on Facebook it's Jersey Fortress Study Group.
Right, I'll put
www.jerseyfortressstudygroup.
Right,
not the best at technology.
That's cool, that's fine. What I'll do is I'll put a link to both of those in the description below for you for this video, so if you do want to help, or you want to get in touch, really please do so. Like I said, we'll probably have Fortification on the next video. Again, thank you to Paul, and we'll see you in the next one.